Hot Wheels new model years are such an interesting thing to go back to, and it's one of the reasons why I have constantly on this channel gone back to looking at, and this is a real big sign of where Hot Wheels was at the time, what was the focus of car culture even at the time, what was the direction of the brand. It's a really interesting way to get a snapshot of what Hot Wheels was doing at that time. And in one of my previous videos where I went over the best and worst new model years, the year that I believe was the best was 2002. And recently I just put out my 2025 new model rankings, and I kind of want to do an exercise here. How would 2025 compare to 2002? How far off is it from the best year in Hot Wheels history? Before we get into this video though, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what your thoughts are and let's get into this video right here. So as you can see, we have all the new models here on the tier list down below. We're going to be doing a S through F tier ranking, and we'll just get right into it. So first of all, we have the Hyperliner here. The Hyperliner is a car that is based on the Renault E-Space F1, and this casting right here is really cool because it has an opening part. I love the first colorway also that this car came in, the black and yellow. I think it's maybe the best version of this casting. It's got great size. It's a really unique car. I think I'm probably going to put it in the B tier. And this first version also has the Goodyear tires, which really makes it unique and stand out because not every casting gets that treatment. Next up, we got Jetster. Now, Jetster, I remember the most from the Hot Wheels video game. I believe it was from Hot Wheels World Race and also Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge, so definitely had a connection with this casting growing up, and this was one that as a kid I really wanted. I think as time has gone by, it's a casting that's cooled off a little bit for me. The description of the Jetster is that it's a futuristic custom pickup, and it features a toolbox, an RC car, and a controller in the bed. I would probably put it also in the B tier. It's not one I go, too crazy over. Now, here we have No Matter What, which is a play on the Chevy Nomad. They say it's a stylized rendition of the Chevy Nomad. I'm not really the biggest fan of this casting, to be honest with you. It's got that big bubble in the back here. I don't like the proportions of this car. I don't like how it's wider in the back than it is in the front. It's not really my thing. I think I'll probably put it in the C tier. It's definitely one that's grown on me a little bit, but not to the point where I think it's one of the strongest castings in this year. The Ferrari P4, a really interesting Ferrari for them to do, a car that was in the recent Ford vs. Ferrari movie that came out a few years ago, and I think for the time especially, Hot Wheels did a pretty good job on these older racing iconic castings. There was a lot of race cars that they were doing between the late 90s and the early 2000s, and the Ferrari P4 was just another one to add to that list. I think I'll probably put the Ferrari P4, honestly, probably in the A tier, because the proportions of this car are really good. The colorway it was done was really good as well. And for me, it's a really cool design and really unique for the time. Next up, we got Jaded. Jaded is a 50s style pro mod drag car. I like the fact that it's not overly big. I think that's makes it a little bit unique. I think the body style of it's pretty good. It's not one that again stands out too much to me, and I think it's one that's kind of been lost with time a little bit. I'm between a B and a C for this guy. I think I'll probably throw it in the B tier. Because again, I think it's just a pretty solid overall design. Next up, we'll go with the 64 Riviera here, and the 64 Riviera was one of many lowriders that Hot Wheels was doing at the time. There's even one later on this video that we'll get to. And the Riviera, I think in this original colorway, the proportions of this car, I love the chrome trimming it has. It's really good for a lowrider, and I think that back then they were doing lowriders better than they do them now, honestly. I think the decos were more accurate, they had more personality, more style to them, the chrome was used in a better way. So I like this guy a lot. It was a really fun car, and Hot Wheels at this time did a great job of like modding cars up to the right extent, and this Buick Riviera is like a perfect example of all that. Next up, you've got, this is the Lotus Esprit, I believe. And the Lotus Esprit, again, very iconic European car. This is obviously based on like the later Lotus Esprits, not like the iconic ones from like James Bond, for example. But it's still a pretty cool car. I would probably put it in the B tier as well. The proportions of it are a little bit off, but overall, still, it's a really unique casting and definitely something different that they were doing at the time. Next up, you got the Volkswagen Beetle Cup. This is a racing Volkswagen Beetle. And this casting is cool because just like the Hyperliner, it has a removing part as well that you can, take the tab down and you can remove the top piece. This casting was eventually retooled so that feature did go away. But I think for a time, again, really cool. And for the early 2000s, this style of Volkswagen Beetle to me is super nostalgic. And even though it has its flaws for sure, I think, again, it was a pretty well executed casting. It might be a little bit too big, but overall, I think it's still pretty cool. Next up, we got the Hyundai Spider concept. I don't really know why they chose this Hyundai of all Hyundais. This kind of Plymouth Prowler looking car. Not really my favorite. I'd probably put that in the C tier. Again, very reminiscent of its time. A lot of concept cars kind of had this sort of roadster look to it. But this one, to me, not my favorite. Then we have this Centennial Limo. This is one of the castings I'm really not a fan of. I don't like how big it is. I don't like the small wheels. I think it looks a little bit funny. I think when you look at the sketches of this casting and then you actually compare it to the real thing, the way that the casting actually came out, it could have been executed a lot better. So I'll put that thing in the D tier. Probably maybe the worst casting of the year or tie for the worst casting of the year. The Toyota RSC, pretty interesting car, was in obviously Hot Wheels World Race. One of the real early Toyotas. They didn't have too many Toyota cars, so it was interesting that they chose this one of all. One of the early rally cars as well. They didn't have too many rally cars or Baja style cars before this. I would probably put it in the C tier. Not my favorite. I do like this colorway though. This silver colorway does look quite good. Nothing that I would, write home about. Next up, we got the Honda Spocket. This one's super nostalgic for me. The Honda Spocket, of course, was a concept pickup truck / coupe that Honda did, and they revealed it at, I believe, one of the auto shows in the early 2000s. This casting is pretty iconic, to be honest with you. I'm gonna shockingly put this thing in the A tier. Weirdly enough, it just has like such a Y2K vibe around it that I kind of look back at it and smile. Is this a car I'd want to be caught driving in? I don't know about all that. I think it was unique. It was fun. It was different. It was reminiscent of the time. And I think concept cars in the early 2000s, they just had a different charm to them. Some of them were ugly, like the Hyundai I just talked about. But this Honda Spocket, on the other hand, I think was a really unique and interesting concept. And it looked good on a Hot Wheels car. And this first edition right here is definitely one that I have great nostalgia for because I had it as a kid. The Cadillac Brougham, really cool. It had great brakes in the casting. I like the original black color that it had. Good detailing. The wheels fit the casting well. I mean, there's nothing to complain about this car. Is it my favorite? No. But I still think it's a solid casting. It's a B tier for me. Again, compare this thing to the 66 Buick Riviera that just came out in 2025. It's not even a discussion of like what car is cooler, right? Better executed, and also the personality of the car was shown through so much more. I believe this is the 40 Ford Coupe. Not really my favorite type of car, to be honest with you. But again, I think that the execution of this car was good, and it was solving a gap that Hot Wheels felt like they had at the time. I think it's a well-executed casting. I think just from the execution alone, I probably can put it in the B tier. Next up is the 40-something, which is a play on the Ford GT40, and this car is an absolute S tier. Like, easy S tier for me. I actually have it right here, as you guys can see. I love this first colorway in yellow. It's just iconic. It's modern, yet it has the right throwbacks to the past. This casting right here was, I believe, in the Hot Wheels World Race video game on Rave Ripper's team. It also was in Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. It did not, unfortunately, make Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 in the fan vote, unfortunately, which I think is a shame. I think as like one of the coolest callback race cars that you can have, you gotta have the 40-something there at the top. And it's kind of sad that this one's kind of been slowly forgotten about. Like, it's just not one of those icons that you would maybe suspect it to be. Everyone likes it, everyone acknowledges it, but it's not quite at the top there. But for me, it is. I think it's one of the 20, 25 best fancy castings from the 2000s. 59 Cadillac, and this casting I had as a kid. I gave it to my sister because it was pink and she loved it for many, many years, so I definitely have a lot of nostalgia for this specific version of the casting. It's an excellent boat type of casting. It's just everything you'd want out of a Cadillac. It's got that sleekness to it. It's flamboyant. It's got a crazy color to it. It's got everything you want, and I think this is a casting I'd love to re-add to my collection, a mint version of it. To be honest, I think it's an A. I think it's an A because the execution of this car, the amount of personality they were able to give this casting is second to none. It's one of the best lowrider or yacht on wheels type of castings that are out there. I mean, imagine cruising in that thing. It would be another experience, wouldn't it? The 68 Mercury Cougar. And this is a really well executed casting. This casting right here was really ahead of its time. It's got that, you know, old muscle kind of flair, really authentically done. And this was before they had kind of the modern ways to build Hot Wheels castings. If you look at like some of the Hot Wheels muscle cars from the late 2000s, how detailed some of those were, how accurate some of those were, this is before that time, right? And they were able to get such a great execution on this casting right here. I think, again, it's an A tier. It's a great casting, way ahead of its time. Next here we have Altered State. This is not really a casting I like too much. I think I'll probably put it in the D tier. I don't really know what it's kind of going for here. It's like a casting with like a big engine in it. It's a small little car with open wheels. I don't know. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Altered State. Next up, we've got the Mini Cooper. And the Mini Cooper, again, it was a well-executed casting, this 2001 Mini Cooper. And the color was right on it. There was nothing that you can point to that's like a flaw. Now it's a Mini Cooper, so how much am I going to really rate it? And I don't think it's the most iconic Mini Cooper casting that they've done. But overall, it was well executed and it was well done, and it was definitely a cast that needed to be a Hot Wheels car. So I'd probably put it in the B tier. It's not too bad. Then you got the Corvette SR2, another kind of casting that's not too big. It's quite a small little Corvette. What I like about this Corvette is that really cool like kind of fin that it has in the back. I don't know exactly what the term for that piece is, but they captured it here in this Corvette SR2. I think that this colorway that it has is quite strong. It's another really nice, solid car, cool looking car. So I'd probably put it again B tier. Custom 69 Chevy pickup truck. And this car right here to me is very, very iconic, very nostalgic. Had this one as a kid. I like it because it has great size to it. The proportions on it are great. They actually retooled this recently and just completely ruined this casting right here. In this original red, there's not a better version of this truck than this original red version. It's one that I grew up on. There's nothing, wrong about it. It's perfect. It's got a great stance to it, great size. Great colorway, good details. What more could you ask for? Next up, we got the Custom Cougar. So the Custom Cougar, this is like, I guess, an update of like the early 2000s Mercury Cougar, and had kind of like a tuner flair to it. So what an interesting way to kind of put this together. And this original version had a dragon here on the side that just worked really well. Another unique part about this casting was the fact that it had a see-through hood. That was something different. I didn't mind it, didn't hate that at all. I like this car a lot. I think it's an A tier. And this is really where you're going to start to see this year is going to start really picking up. It's crazy. Next up, we have Backdraft, a casting that was in Hot Wheels World Race. This is one, again, I would say that's gotten a little bit forgotten about. It has a surfboard in the back. I think it kind of has like kind of more of an exotic almost look in the front. It's really interesting. It's a casting that works. It's not an icon to me, but it's a really, really cool car. I would probably put it in the B tier, and this first original version in light blue, really, really sharp. One of the most iconic castings from the fantasy side from the 2000s, probably in the top 10, has to be. And that's Ballistic, of course, Banji's car from Hot Wheels World Race. It was in several Hot Wheels video games. It was the cover car of the Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge video game as well. Here's the Ballistic, and I love the look of this casting right here. That big exposed engine, the kind of coupe look that the car has. It's a very fine line to be able to balance this out, and this casting does a great job of that. I even love the grille there in the front. How sleek does that look? It's iconic. It's an S tier. It's an easy S tier. Just the look of this car, how it's modern for the time, and yet has some like pretty cool, like, you know, extra modded features to it. That big exposed engine. I love how far back the driver sits as well. It's just such a well put together car. It's got a great name to it too, and it had some pretty cool versions of the casting as well throughout the years. Next up we have Open Roadster, I think this is called. This is another car forgotten about. Metal on metal casting. It's a casting where the driver is exposed here in the cockpit. It's got a big spoiler in the back. Very aerodynamic looking. It's a casting that if you crash into other Hot Wheels cars, the other Hot Wheels cars would go flying over top of it. Really cool car, honestly. It's a B tier for me. One, again, that's gotten kind of lost at the times. And some of these castings here that weren't in the Hot Wheels World Race that were released like during this time, they could have benefited huge from being in that series, and their status of, you know, being more iconic would have definitely been, you know, impacted because of it. I think if castings like Jetster and Open Roadster were in that, and even a couple castings I'm going to get to a little bit later, I think that the way that we remember those castings would be far different than, you know, the actual reality. I want to knock out this one here at the end right now. Torpedo Jones. This is not a casting I'm a fan of. I named it the worst casting of 2002. Now thinking about it, I don't think it is the worst of the worst castings from 2002, but I just don't like this like old style of like racing car, like drag type of cars. And then we come next to yet another icon, one of the most iconic Hot Wheels fantasy castings of all time. That's going to be Slingshot. Kurt Wild's car from Hot Wheels Road Race and Acceleracers was in several Hot Wheels video games. And this one right here, you can't talk about Hot Wheels in the 2000s without mentioning Slingshot. Here it is too, in this first version here in blue. Just a beautiful version of this car. What a great way to debut this casting. And of course the old one has a metal base and a metal body to it. There's just no way that you can not have Slingshot in the S tier. It's an icon of the brands. It's the coolest looking hypercar that I think Hot Wheels has ever produced, and it's an easy S tier. Next we have a Midnight Auto, which is kind of, I think, based on like a 30s or 40s coupe. It's a decent little model. It's nothing I get, you know, too worked up about or anything like that. I think it's a C tier. It's a solid car. We have another icon. I mean, it's just going to be icon after icon after icon, I'm telling you, going forward. And that's going to be HW Prototype 12, aka the Clip car. This car right here was in Hot Wheels Velocity X. It was in Hot Wheels World Race. As you can see, what makes it so cool, it kind of looks like a McLaren F1. It's got a second piece spoiler here that, you know, really comes out of the car nicely. I love the front piece of this car as well. And this early version, I love the brake between the plastic and the metal, how they execute it. It looks super fast, super sleek, easy S tier. Had some wheel variations too. Several of these cars actually had wheel variations, so that's a really interesting casting, and definitely one that's an icon. And again, I would probably put in my top 20 to 25 fantasy castings of the 2000s. In fact, it'd probably make the top 10. It would make the top 10 for me. Next up, we have Eye Candy. Not a casting I hate. Now, this first version is butt ugly, to be honest with you, in this green and purple color, but they actually released some versions of this casting later on that kind of made up for it a little bit. It's a C tier for me. It's nothing, you know, too special, but I like the Track Aces version. It has a coal mold wheels. I think when they get the color theory of this car right, it doesn't look like so much of a bug like it looks like right now. Lancia Stratos. Yes, the Lancia Stratos was released in the early 2000s. So back to, you know, those racing icons that they were taking on during this time. You can add a Lancia Stratos, a rally icon, to that list as well. And for the time, again, this is a really well proportioned casting, and it's actually a casting they're still using up until recently. I think the premium Lancia Stratos is this casting, if I'm not mistaken. It's not really edited much at all. If at all. I think honestly it's an A tier casting. It's kind of on the brink, but I think the proportions of this car are really good, hence why they're still using it to this day. I think that the colors were great, and it's a really unique, great pick, and very relevant for Hot Wheels to release. Next up we have Motocross, pretty much everyone's least favorite or one of their least favorite cars from Hot Wheels World Race. I have to tend to agree. It's not really my thing. I think I'd put this thing in it's a D tier for me. Definitely, you know, it got its moment to shine there in World Race, and, you know, hats off to it, but I think there's better kind of Baja off-road castings than this one. And next up, another absolute icon. Now, this was the one I ended up picking as my best model from the Hot Wheels Best Models of Each Year series. I don't know for sure if I would keep that up. That was just kind of a thought that I was mulling over for a long time, but I'm a Skyline guy, so, you know, this was the first Hot Wheels Skyline ever produced. Came in a very relevant drift tuner type of deco, and it's got a detached spoiler. And what's interesting about this car is that it's based on the kind of Nismo build, the wide body version of the Nissan Skyline R32. Just one of my absolute favorite castings. I don't know, I just can't get over this casting. I always will love it and cherish it, and it's an easy S tier for me. Next up is a Nissan Z. Really interesting car. A little bit big, I would say. I think it's based on a Nissan Z concept at the time. It's got a really cool, like, wide body though to it. The Nissan Z is still good. Like, it's still good. It's still in a really clean color. I like the wide body to it. Honestly, I'm probably gonna put it in the A tier. Just because, again, it just has such that 2000s Y2K vibe to it that I just can't get enough of. Next up, another banger, man. And this is one I think that the community, the fantasy community, doesn't talk about enough. And that's Overboard 454. Overboard 454. Really interesting fusion of a modern and classic muscle car. So it's kind of got that classic muscle deco to it. It's got an exposed engine, but it kind of reminds me of some of those early 2000s muscle concept cars that came out during the time. So it's sleek, it's really fast looking. This car, I believe, was in Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge and Hot Wheels World Race and Hot Wheels Velocity X. Some of those colorways it had in the 2000s, my God, it had so many good versions. This was a car from the day I got it as a kid. I loved this casting, I cherished it, and it's one of my favorites. It's gonna go into the S tier as well. So right there, we already got 6 S tiers. I mean, just insane. Now we got Pony Up. Pony Up, I can't remember if it was in a Hot Wheels video game or not. I'll put it up on the screen here. When you look at Pony Up's description right here, it was said that it was a contemporary muscle car and that it came from the SN95 Mustang. And this is what they thought that a Mustang would look like in the future. Now, they were very wrong about that. I think the fact that it's associated with Mustangs is not great for its reputation, to be honest. But if you just take the car itself at face value, I still think it's a good casting. I probably would put it in the B tier. The Rocket Oil Special, now this is one that has gotten me interested in it. Like, I've gotten interested in this casting a bit more recently. Kind of like, I guess, like a roadster type of car, rat rod kind of look to it. I think it's a B tier. I like how grungy it is. I like how edgy it is. I like some of the colorways it came in. I like those like side pieces it has on the side there, those side skirts. I think it's different, and I like how it doesn't feel like just a roadster with the wheel sticking out. Like, it has some width to it, and I think that's what kind of, you know, gives it that aggressive edge that it needs. Next up, we got the Saleen S7, one of the most iconic kind of exotic cars of the time. And this one right here, they actually did a Saleen S7R type of casting. I think it still had the Saleen S7 name, but it had a big wing in the back that was released a bit later. This first version, really, really clean, right? And this gray, again, super Y2K-esque. Very on the brink of between an S and an A tier. I'm gonna throw it in the S. Honestly, I think I'm gonna throw it in the S. Just iconic looking, just super cool looking, and again, they did pretty well with the proportions. It is Hot Wheels. It's let's say Hot Wheelsified, but this is a car though that just beautiful, beautiful car. Let's go with Side Draft. Side Draft is a S tier also. I mean, again, how can it not be? Dan Dresden's car from Hot Wheels World Race. This thing was in, again, several Hot Wheels video games, Hot Wheels World Race, Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. So this is definitely one that's an icon. It did not make Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, unfortunately, which is such a bummer. Don't know how that happened, but it's a really cool kind of like, I could see this thing like racing an LMP. I don't know if it's like truly an LMP car, but it kind of has that vibe to it. Actually, kind of a similar size body to the Saline, to be honest with you. This thing just looks like stupid fast, stupid cool. Yeah, it's an S tier, easy S tier for me. Next up, we have Super Smooth. Now, this is a casting that nobody really talks about. I don't ever hear this casting be talked about, and I don't understand why. I think maybe because it wasn't released for too long. But this was one that was kind of like a lowrider kind of stance to it. The bed of the truck is covered, and it just looks like a casting that's really cool just to cruise in, man. Like if I was driving around like, you know, LA or just like, you know, slow driving, Super Smooth would be, as it says in the name, a super smooth ride to drive. Justice for Super Smooth. I'm going to put Super Smooth in the B tier. I think it's cool, so we'll put it there. Let's do Tantrum next. Let's do Tantrum. So Tantrum, two-door, coupe. I talked about this in the most underrated models of each year. This is, to me, the most underrated model of 2002, and definitely one that people should take note of. The reason that this casting suffers quite a bit is the fact that it wasn't in any Hot Wheels video games, which is absolutely ridiculous. It had some great versions, great releases in the 2000s. Is it an S? Is it an A? It's tough to say. I think it's an S. Honestly, I think it's an S. I think it's at the bottom of the S, but I think it's an S. So we have so far 9 S's, and we're about to have one more. And I saved it to last because it is the Hot Wheels mascot of my channel, as you can see here on the side, the Super Tsunami, the Skizinami. Now, this first version, not my favorite colorway, to be honest with you. This kind of like golden yellow color, like this like darker yellow. I'm not really the biggest fan of this colorway, but in the subsequent releases of this car, I mean, it was just incredible. The S-Netty version, the one that's in the Hot Wheels Beat That video game, is obviously an icon, and that's when I fell in love with the treasure hunt version. And there was a lot of other versions before it kind of the name switched in the early 2010s. Look, it's my channel mascot for a reason. Is it my favorite Hot Wheels car of all time? I've never fully declared that, but it is definitely one that's right up at the top, and it's again an easy S tier. So looking at this right here, we have 10 castings in the S tier. We have 8 castings in the A tier. I mean, goodness me, 16 cars, and this is a 42 car group. So almost half are S or A. That's just insane. That's insane. And then on the B tiers, we have like what? We have 15 in the B tier, 5 in the C tier, and only 4 that are D or lower. So I mean, or D, and no Fs. So no absolute busts. They weren't doing, you know, the silly Xperia motors here, the food cars, just all the garbage that we don't like today. They weren't doing that back then. So even the bad cars, like, you know, they're not like so atrocious, right? I think, again, when I was talking about earlier, they just knew what was popular at the time. They really adjusted the main line for that. You know, so when we tally this up, the average is somewhere in this B tier, like the high B tier. But when you look at this as a whole, when you have this much top end talent that's in this main line, I mean, it really goes to show, you know, how strong this main line was, and the fact you have 10 S tiers when this past year I had 2. I had 2 in 2025. This has 10, and because these cars were so good, they impacted Hot Wheels for many, many years to come, which was great. Like, a lot of these castings, some of them, their impact is still felt today, but other ones, like the impact of these cars was at least felt for the next like 10 to 15 years. So, absolute brilliant year in Hot Wheels history for sure for the new releases, and definitely one that if you're looking to get a lot of castings from and just kind of use as like a beacon of an example of how good one of these years can be, look into 2002. So thank you guys all so much for watching this video right here. I really appreciate it. If you guys want me to do more years, let me know in the comments your thoughts on 2002 and the early 2000s Hot Wheels in general. Thank you so much for your time today. Definitely like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Take care, everybody. Now, bye bye.